Welcome to the land where being a law-abiding citizen is being a dummy. While the rest of us pay for our electricity fairly, there are those who are too clever for that. We pay for the coal, we pay to maintain the infrastructure, we pay for the secretaries of the CEOs and their aircons, we pay to maintain the turbines, we pay for the cleaners and for the mechanics and all the Eskom vehicles. Meanwhile, there are people who do this nonsense. Tell me something. Do you see this nonsense thriving in a country that is being run by law-abiding leaders? Many of us want to follow the law and do everything by the book, but because of the mindset of rights, the mindset that say electricity is a right, we have nonsense like this. Everyone is entitled to something for free in South Africa. We demand this and demand that. Sadly, that is a mindset that governs our communities now.
Well, while Parliament is debating a proposal by Eskom that could see electricity tariffs rise by 40% next year, the Eskom has requested energy regulator NEDSZAJJ approve a further 36% increase in electricity tariffs in 2025. Now, electricity prices have tripled in South Africa over the past 14 years, even as sustained power cuts stagnated growth.
Eskom is always on our case, raising the cost on us who pay, but what action are they taking against those who are not paying a cent to Eskom? Those who pay the illegal connectors. There are communities that are always complaining about the fact that transformers are being stolen. There are communities complaining about vandalism and theft of the electricity infrastructure. Imagine the audacity of someone simply climbing a ladder with his spanners and dismantling what we paid for. They take it down and start their own business selling electricity in the informal communities, townships, and even suburbs. It cannot be said that this behavior is unique to those who really cannot afford electricity, because those in big fancy homes are guilty of this nonsense too. If Eskom tries to do something about this nonsense, they are threatened. A government entity is scared of enforcing its own rules. Where have you seen that? The police are even scared to enter some of these communities.
If we can be able to get rid of all these illegal connections, we can be able to avoid 2 stages of load shedding as a country.
As a community lana sihlanganisa ukuze sibe nogesi kwamele sihlanganise imali zona le ntambo we buy it ourselves, you understand? Lebo usilungu uyasicontribute, you understand? Khona manje ushila ugesi, we as abahlali we are trying to contribute money ukuthi sithenge loyo second break eshila, you understand? Eskom ayisizi ngalutho. Now Eskom lapha they come here all the time.
Most of them are illegally settled in these areas, and as a result that's why the government is not connecting them or giving them access to electricity.
At this rate, South Africa is holding on by a thread. We are really on the cliff edge in this country, and it will take God's grace to save us. It will take repentance. Morality will need to start being drummed into fellow citizens and even leaders. Without morality in our schools, we are going to keep cooking these kinds of people who believe in taking. I am very confident that many installations like these are done by current or even former Eskom employees. Where are the cases of people getting in serious trouble for this? We barely hear anything about it. Where are the politicians? They won't speak because they don't want to offend these people. Municipalities are failing to pay up their municipal debts to Eskom. Over and over again, we hear of how municipalities are struggling. How do you expect to pay your debt to Eskom when a lot of the consumption is not even accounted for? How do you expect to pay up your debt when, for example, during the year 2023, more than 5 billion rand was lost to illegal connections? Who do you expect to pay for that electricity? The dummies. Tina, our clever, we will steal the electricity. Not so. Another report released last year claims that Eskom loses more than 30 billion rand every year.
The minister says customers who are not buying electricity legitimately have until December 13th to comply.
Eskom alone has been losing per month 2.5 billion rand. If you had to compute that over a period of a year, Eskom is losing 30 billion rand on this category of people that I'm referring to.
And who is going to pay that? You and I, the taxpayers. Don't worry though, it will affect the clever ones too. They will lose out on many schools that will never be built, hospitals that will never be built, because our taxes will go to feeding the Eskom debts instead of developing various neighborhoods. But our clever don't think that far, you see. Guess what? If we privatize Eskom right now, you'll see that illegal connections will fail. Why? Because there's a drive to make sure you protect your investments. But when it comes to the governments of Africa, it is something else. They even know how many people are consuming power illegally, as if that in itself will solve the problem.
So now that the number has gone to 1.7 million people, if they don't get to present themselves, Eskom will be losing about 2 billion rand per month, and that number will go, of course, to 24 billion rand per annum.
What a joke of a country. We as citizens have to start taking the initiative, guys. We have to start fighting against this and other problems. The problem is we also have the risk of offending trigger-happy chaps like this one. Hanging on by a thread. Lawlessness seems to be the order of the day. There are very few places on earth where this nonsense is proudly displayed on the internet without fear of the police showing up. In South Africa, you can even get away by simply saying it was a toy gun.
And that day, we said, as part of the act, we need to bring the cinema toy to demonstrate the shooting as part of celebration.
Anyway, if you are one of the clevers who don't pay your electricity, stop it now. Do the right thing. You are killing our nation. That's it for today, guys. Please remember to like and share our videos. Check if you're subscribed, and if you're not, simply click that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Katlego. This is Citizen Concerned, and until next time, beware of the comrades.